All right, welcome to this explainer on how to quickly secure roofing insurance right here in the USA. Listen, if you're a roofing contractor, you already know your job comes with a pretty unique set of hazards. So today, we're going to look at exactly how you can protect your hard-earned business, your crew, and your gear, all without jumping through endless administrative hoops. Let's get into it. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I want you to ask yourself a super practical question. What happens to your bottom line if a simple, everyday accident, I mean like dropping a hammer off a roof onto a client's parked car, happens on your very next job site? It's kind of a terrifying thought, right? One tiny slip like that could lead to massive out-of-pocket costs that could literally cripple an independent roofing operation. That's exactly why having a robust safety net isn't just some luxury, it is an absolute necessity.
We know your time is money, so here's our roadmap for today. First, the risks of roofing. Second, decoding your coverage options. Third, why insurance is totally essential. Fourth, calculating your costs. And finally, getting covered in minutes. So, kicking things off with Section 1, the risks of roofing and protecting your livelihood.
Look, independent roofers face these nightmare scenarios every single day. I mean, you're dealing with the risk of a homeowner simply tripping on a pile of shingles you left in the driveway. You're dealing with accidental damage to a client's actual building. You face the very real threat of someone just walking off with your extension ladder while you're grabbing lunch. Or how about a client claiming you made a mistake in your work that ended up costing them money? Every single one of these scenarios is a massive liability hanging over your head. All right, moving on to Section 2. Let's decode your coverage options and start building that safety net.
So, the most crucial thing to know about general liability is that it acts as your frontline defense. If you accidentally damage property that doesn't belong to you, like that hammer falling on the car we talked about, or if a bystander somehow gets hurt while you're working, this is the policy that steps in. It helps cover medical expenses, property damage, and yep, even legal fees and judgments.
Now this next one is interesting. Contractors E&O, or errors and omissions, is a vital optional add-on to your general liability policy. Imagine a client claims you did a shoddy job installing their shingles, and it caused a nasty leak that cost them a ton of money. Even if you completely disagree with them, Contractors E&O helps pay for your legal defense, judgments, and even the expenses to fix that alleged error. It basically protects your professional reputation. And if you have a crew, well, workers' compensation is absolutely vital. This coverage steps up to pay for medical bills, lost wages during recovery, and employer liability if someone on your team gets injured or sick from a work-related incident. In fact, you should know that most states legally require you to carry workers' comp the second you make your very first hire. Obviously, your tools are your livelihood. Inland marine insurance, which, by the way, is just the fancy industry term for tools and equipment coverage, ensures that if your expensive gear gets stolen from your truck, lost, or damaged at a site, you aren't stuck paying completely out of pocket to replace the whole shebang. If you're constantly traveling with your gear, this add-on gives you some serious peace of mind. Okay, Section 3. We're looking at why insurance is essential and how it's about way more than just protection. Here's the deal. Insurance is quite literally the key to unlocking new business. A lot of the time, you can't even get your foot in the door to bid on a lucrative project unless you can prove you have active coverage. Clients just want the reassurance that if something goes completely sideways, they aren't the ones left holding the bill. And this safety net really builds into everything you do as a business owner. Whether it's fulfilling the pretty strict state requirements just to get your roofing license, meeting client demands so you can actually sign a contract, obeying state laws when hiring your crew, or even legally driving your work truck. Insurance is just woven into the very fabric of running a legitimate roofing company. It proves to everyone that you are a true professional. Moving right along to Section 4, calculating your insurance costs and what exactly determines your premium. So, the exact price you pay isn't just pulled out of a hat. It depends on some highly specific, practical factors. Like, are you working on complex commercial roofs or standard residential ones? What's your annual revenue? Where are you located? How big is your crew? What coverage limits and deductibles did you choose? And what's your past claims history look like? All of these elements come together to create a customized premium that's tailored exactly to your unique risk profile. To make it easier, providers like ErgoNext structure their plans into tiers to fit different budgets. You've got a basic tier giving you $300,000 in general liability. Then there's the Pro tier, which is definitely the most popular, bumping that liability up to a cool $1 million. And finally, the Pro Plus option maximizes your protection with $1 million in liability and a full $10,000 in tools and equipment coverage.
It just lets you find that perfect sweet spot of coverage and affordability for your operation.
All right, last up is Section 5, getting covered in minutes, basically your fast track to protection.
And it's not just us saying it's easy. Independent roofers like Jared B. are leaving rave reviews online, pointing out exactly how straightforward, reliable, and user-friendly this digital-first platform is, especially for small business owners who literally do not have time to waste. 10 minutes. That's it. That is all it takes to check prices, get tailored coverage recommendations, and actually buy your policy 100% online through ErgoNext. 10 minutes to completely secure your business's future. That's faster than your morning coffee run.
The process is wonderfully simple and super transparent. Step 1, just answer a few basic questions about your operations, your location, and your crew. Step 2, pick the coverage options and limits that fit your budget, reviewing all the prices up front. And Step 3, hit purchase. Boom, you are officially covered. You can even choose to pay monthly or annually, and you can cancel anytime. So what happens right after you buy? You immediately get a certificate of insurance, or a COI. With ErgoNext, you get unlimited digital access to your COI 24/7. This is a game changer because it means you can instantly download or share your proof of insurance right from your mobile app or web portal straight to a client's phone at no extra cost. It literally lets you close deals on the spot without waiting around for a broker. And honestly, best of all, by purchasing a customized package online directly, you can potentially save up to 25% on your business insurance premiums compared to going to traditional route. It's a super efficient process that leaves way more money in your pocket, all while giving you backing from a company with global financial strength. So, we've seen exactly how fast, flexible, and utterly essential this safety net is to the survival and growth of your roofing business. Which really leaves you with one final vital question to ponder. Given how ridiculously easy it is to get covered in just 10 minutes, can you really afford the catastrophic risk of showing up to tomorrow's job site without it?